Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm once again working with Cooper. Cooper's back for phase 2 of service dog training, and here the focus is beginning to move into certain responses, but at the same time still working on in terms of advancing the relationship or creating a level of fade-in with Cooper becoming more and more of a follower. Now, Cooper's need levels are very high, okay? And again, by way of how he's starting to think, he's starting with his owner, he's starting to express some possessiveness of food, a little bit of growling going on. So in this video, I'm going to be showing how to begin to interact with a dog in terms of overcoming this issue. But understand that when you see one thing happening, it's symptomatic of a greater issue, okay? It always ties into, in terms of the overall relationship. So again, when you see a particular issue, understand it's symptomatic, okay? It's not just a kind of one thing, and the issue is in terms of how things kind of line up, in terms of freedom, in terms of emotion, how people are connecting with their dogs. Dogs can look absolutely very well balanced. They can look like everything's fine, off leash, even while they're gaining control. Okay, so understand that this is the issue about why they're talking about being on the leash with influence being an active agent, just like it's going to be here in this little exercise, in terms of advocating, in terms of fading in terms of releasing that state of mind. So here, I'm going to be treating this as a type of exercise. I am going to be having Sadie eat her food, okay? But I'm going to slow it down. But also I'm going to line it up so that through association, okay, which means that me getting close to the food dish, but again, bringing influence onto her, and you'll see how I'm doing this, is just really slowing it down to get her to relax, to get her to start to normalize eating, but not to see it in a possessive way, because what happens is dogs become so possessive, it's as if the food's already in their stomach before they even start eating, okay? They become very possessive. So, but again, off leash, you won't even sometimes get a sense of it until it's already at a more of a heightened level. So again, the leash is about connection, so you want to be connected through the leash, but you want to make sure you have the type of influence going on, okay? You'll see how I'm doing this, to get the dog to really start to relax. So here, even coming back for day 1 of phase 2, I can tell Cooper is kind of really locking down quite a bit by way of these interactions. So again, this is part of, again, ongoing in terms of, as he's developing, as he's maturing. So it's like playing catch up, okay, staying ahead of that developmental, transition, but at the same time also reversing. Okay, dogs can gain control very quickly. So again, based on the level of need that they have. So here the interactions are what are advocating. Okay, so again, making it kind of a default way in which you're connecting with your dog. So just think of it as immediately, as soon as you establish a connection, you want to create what I call kind of connection points. Okay, set points where it's just like, influence first, then if you want to touch, do so, but be careful of that. Understand that when the dog gains a certain level of control, then your emotion, the petting, that takes on different meaning, okay, and it starts to become a problem. So here, even as I'm interacting with Cooper, you can see that downwardness, okay, you can see that type of, the mind's pulling in, okay, so you'll have that depressive look, all right, and again, the temptation is people want to say, well, I want to get that's because of, the force on the dog, and I want to take a path of bribery. Wrong, because you'll never fix the dog, okay? The dog will seem to get better, okay, because you're accommodating dog, but it's those themes: bribery, accommodation, negotiation, then it's about the current state of the relationship. So once the dog already has control, you follow that same path, the dog will look better at times, but things are actually getting worse, okay? And how you can tell is because things are going to start happening, such as possessiveness of food. For service dogs, things aren't going to hold together properly, and you start to encounter problems. You'll sense that something's wrong, okay? And what's wrong is the fact the dog is gaining control because influence isn't an active agent, just like parenting. So there's a food dish, okay, and she has a sense that she already knows it's there, okay? So I'm going to lead her over towards it but I'm going to take my time. We'll be doing like the one-step method. And again, and you'll see this type of lockdown here, when dogs have a lot of control over something, it's kind of like either or. Either they want full control or they want to have anything to do with it, and they start to go into a challenge state. Okay? Just like kind of like a selfish child kind of saying, I don't want to be involved. And you'll see that. You'll see when dogs turn their heads away during the transition because they don't want to deal with what's happening because they want the control of it, right? So here, when that's happening, there is a working through. So you have to kind of accommodate in a way it means that you're just taking your time. You know they have to work through it, but it's still about, the theme is control, okay? Because I want him to be in agreement, but I'm doing it in a way that allows him to work through it, but while I'm still maintaining full control. So just like slowing it down, but very good integrity of the method. Okay, so I'm gonna start to move with him here. So as I move with him, I'm gonna bring him over here, slow him down. Now see, right here I'm going sideways. So this is always good to be, when you do work in the food dish, kind of work sideways. Now he's got to try to turn his head towards the food dish. Okay, and I'm gonna switch over to the flat collar because I want to keep this kind of level down a little bit. So when I go to the flat collar, it lets me kind of level, keep influence level more on an even kind of level here. So right here, now see, right here now, because I'm side like that, it kind of opens the window up a little bit so he really knows, okay, there's the food. Okay, and he has a sense I'm bringing him towards it. But here, I'm going to put a little bit more influence, I'm going to put some influence on it. So right here, I'm going to do the push-pull, and see him looking over towards here, trying to. And I'm going to put him into a down. And right here, I'm still connected to the leash. I'm going to tap it. Now, I just want him to relax a little bit here, okay? Now, I'm going to get closer and closer and closer to the food dish. But I just want to, again, make this its own kind of little exercise, okay, this way. And I'm just going to start to bring him closer. Now I'm going to bring him up. Same thing, see how his mind's pulling in, I'll bring him up. I want his legs to move, but he definitely, and this is the thing, it's this issue about control and relationship, about having control over something. Okay, this is very direct. Now, here when I'm doing this, depending on his state of lockdown like this, I have to take more time. Okay, I just have to take my time, because I want him to relax, so I'm accommodating him in the sense that I know this is going to be more challenging for him, because I have direct control over it this way. And see, he's just, I have him at an angle here, so it gives me a better picture because then he can't, look right at the food and really anticipate and kind of lean into it. So here, I'm going to bring him up here again and move him forward a little bit. I'm going to push pull. And right here, I'm just going to tap a little bit, take my time. But the idea here, when I'm tapping, isn't necessarily communicating to him is that you can't eat. Okay, that's not what this is about. This is eating as a follower in a conditional state, okay, through me. And so I'm just, just relaxed. I'm just nudging a little bit because I am bringing him closer to it. And I am going to start to get him to eat the food. But I am going to interrupt that a little bit to help to kind of slow him down. Now get him a little closer to it. Do a little push-pull. I'm going to put him in another down. Push-pull really good down here. I move the food over here a little bit, but that's him going to tap a little bit here. So I move the food right up next to his head area. But this is a great picture.